It's definitely been a long road. It's been a long season, as you guys have been watching, but it's even longer for the people that's a part of it. So, yeah, but it's definitely worth it. At the same time, it's been a long time, but I started my pro debut in Invicta 2013 in January. So, to be here, just over a year later and kind of just fighting for the belt is pretty surreal, and it's just talking about it now is crazy.
Now you have your opponent for the next episode here, Randa Markos. Is it strange to see doing all these media engagements together with people that you may or may not, that you have to face here at the tournament stuff?
Yeah, she's definitely a very tough opponent. She's got that mental toughness, and she's very strong in that fight with Felice Herrick. So going into that fight, I was definitely watching out for her clinching and her, judo throws and stuff like that.
It seems like just being on the show for you has really, upped your profile, and just from what you hear from management and potential sponsors and things like that, people have really started noticing. How is your life different now as opposed to before you went on?
Yeah, it's changed so much. Just with my first fight, even before knowing the outcome of any, the first or second fight, people have been just nonstop tweeting me and. I got my new management team, KHI, and they're doing a lot of great things for me. Even with this, Reebok deal coming up, it's a great thing for fighters all around.
Why do you think that that's a great thing? I mean, it seems like some people feel like we don't know enough yet.
Yeah, I think I need to, see how it plays out, obviously, but I think that it's going to bring maybe potentially a new potential, professionalism to the uniforms and everything like that, and just the sport. Hopefully they can, make it look more appealing to a broader, wider fans.
It seemed like, for a while there, the way a lot of MMA people knew you was as Pat Barry's girlfriend. It was, hey, look at this fight that Pat Barry's girlfriend had over the weekend, that kind of thing. Do you feel like with this stuff now that you kind of stepped out on your own?
Yeah, I definitely do. But at the same time, I still like being associated with him. He's taught me everything, since I met him. Just a lot of my striking, I emulated from him, and I watched him and mimicked him as much as I could. So to be associated with him as his girlfriend or fiance now, I'm not complaining.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
But how is it now at Grudge? I mean, obviously we heard that some of the stuff about Rufus Sport that you weren't happy with. I mean, it seems like kind of maybe a different environment over at Grudge. How is the training there?
It's way more positive. We're a family. I feel like people actually know who I am. It's not just go in, get in and get out. And you don't talk to nobody. You don't really, people really know your patterns. They know me as a person and care about my. They have my interests in mind. So what's in the past is in the past. Right now, I'm just focusing on this fight.
We've heard from a few different people about, different ideas on how much you should really be sparring in an MMA camp, to stay healthy for longevity of your career. What are your opinions on that? I mean, how often do MMA fighters need to spar?
I think it depends on the fighter. Obviously the more experienced fighter, I don't think should be sparring as much. And then the inexperienced, it's kind of like, a bell curve, whereas the inexperienced one should also be easing into it as well. So kind of in the middle ground where I think you should, when you're young in your career, you can obviously take a little more damage and stuff like that. But as you get older and as you get more experience, I feel like the sparring is more mental. It's more just makes you believe that you can land something, whereas if you practice pads and there's a lot of other techniques that you can do to develop your timing and your visualization and type of stuff. So I don't think sparring is necessarily as important as people may think. But I think times are changing now and people are seeing that, and I think maybe 2 times a week is good.
Can you talk about that? After you win, there's so much emotion that comes out of you. When we got a chance to see you on the Ultimate Fighter, where does that all come from? It just seems like you got such a weight that comes off your shoulders.
Yeah, that's just the passion that I have and just the hard work that I put into it. Like I said, it's definitely been a long road, just going through the house and stuff like that, and obviously coming across a lot of roadblocks and challenges. So I think this just shows that I care. I get a lot of, sometimes I get flack for crying so much and people call me a crybaby, but I've been used to my older brother calling me a crybaby since I was little, so it doesn't bother me. But I think it's a positive thing. I think that people should be not afraid to show their emotions.
That's right.